Welcome to our lecture online. Now we're ready to find V1 and V2 in our circuit, and we're trying to find the output voltage ultimately. And in the previous video, we already found Z1, Z2, and Z3, which we're going to need to find V1, V2, and the output voltage. Now to find V1, we're going to use a voltage divider. We're going to say it's equal to the input voltage, and the input voltage is right here, Vin. And that voltage is going to be divided over the 20 ohm resistor and the impedance of the remainder of the circuit, which is Z3. So therefore, we can say that V1 is going to be the input voltage times the impedance of the rest of the circuit divided by the sum of these two impedances. So when we do that, we get the following: Z3 divided by 20 plus Z3 times Vin. And so let's go ahead and plug in what these are equal to. So this is equal to Vin. In the numerator, we're going to use the magnitude and phase angle format. So it would be 9.03 with a phase angle of 80.24 degrees. In the denominator, we're going to leave it into the real and imaginary parts because we have to add them together. So that'll be 20 plus Z3, and Z3 is 1.53, plus J890. So when we combine these two, that gives us 21.53 plus J8.90. And then when we convert that to the magnitude and phase angle format, we get the following. So 21.53, we square that, plus 8.9 squared equals, take the square root, we get 23.30 essentially, with a phase angle of, that's 8.9 divided by 21.53. Take the inverse tangent, that gives us 22.46 degrees. So when we work all this out, so we have a numerator and we have a denominator, that gives us V1 is equal to Vin times 9.03 divided by 23.3, that gives us 0.39 essentially, with a phase angle of 80.24, and then we have to subtract this one because it's in denominator, 22.46, that gives us 57.78 degrees. All right, so now we have V1. Let's see here. Now we're going to have to find V2. We're going to use, again, the voltage divider technique. And I think to do that, I'm not sure if I need that or not. We'll see. I don't know if I need to put this into another format. We'll figure it out eventually. So let's go for V2 now. So V2 is equal to V1 times the ratio of the impedance of this part of the circuit divided by the sum of the two impedances, would be the 40 plus this right here. All right, so V2 is equal to V1 times the ratio of the impedance of this part of the circuit, which is Z1. We didn't need Z2 perhaps, we'll see. So that would be Z1 divided by the sum of 40 plus Z1. All right, so we'll use the same technique again as we did to find V1, but now we have this ratio to contend with. Of course, V1 is already in the format that we wanted in, so this is equal to Vin times 0.39 with a phase angle of 57.78 degrees. Let's go ahead and make it shorter like that. We'll go ahead like that. So we multiply that times Z1, and Z1 is right here. That would be 21.21 with a phase angle of 81.87 degrees. Go. And then we divide that by the sum of these two, which would be 40 plus Z1. And Z1, let's write it in this format so we can add them. So 3 plus J21. Notice that would be 43 plus J21. So when we combine this into the magnitude and phase angle format, we get the following. We get 43 squared plus 21 squared. Take the square root of that, we get 47.85. with a phase angle of 21 divided by 43. Take the inverse tangent, that gives us 26.03 degrees. All right, so now we're ready to combine all that, to multiply the magnitudes and to add and subtract the angles. So V2 is equal to Vin times 0.39 times 21.21 divided by 47.85. So that's going to be 0.17, maybe 173. I will just leave it as 17. And then with a phase angle of 57.78 plus 81.87, and then minus 26.03 equals, that would be phase angle of 113.62 degrees. So now I think, are we good with that? Yes, we are, but I think I'm going to also, well, I'm going to leave it like that. So we have V1 and we have V2. Now we're ready to find the output voltage. Now the output voltage, V out, is going to be equal to, again, it's going to depend on V2, so let's take V2 here. V2 times the ratio, again, we're going to use a voltage divider. It's going to be the impedance across here divided by the sum of these two impedances. So it's going to be in the numerator, J60, that would be 60 with a phase angle of 90 degrees, divided by the sum, which would be 30 plus J60. Okay, this then can be changed to, that's 900 plus 3600, that's the square root of that, would be 67.08, with a phase angle of, well, that's 6 divided by 30, it's 2, take the arctangent of that, that's 63.43 degrees. Okay, let's now go ahead and add that to this, and add that to that, and so let's see what we get. So this is equal to V2, well, let's see. Let me just go ahead and write what V2 is equal to. V2 right here is Vn times 0.17 with a phase angle of 113.62 degrees, multiply that times 60 with a phase angle of 90 degrees, divided by 67.08 with a phase angle of 63.43 degrees. All right. So V output is equal to V in times 0.17 times 60 divided by 67.08 equals 0.15, and a phase angle of 113.62 plus 90 minus 63.43, which is 140.2 degrees. And so there's the output voltage based on the input voltage. What this means is that the magnitude of the output voltage is only about 15% of the input voltage, but the phase angle is 140 degrees. In other words, the phase angle has been shifted by 140 degrees in the positive direction for the input voltage, for the output voltage relative to the input voltage. And that's how it's done.